Welcome to Dark Fact, where we delve into fascinating and mysterious facts about the dark side of history, science, and beyond. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. In some ancient cultures, it was believed that women during menstruation possessed a mysterious and frightening power. It was said that this energy could cause illness or even lead to the death of animals and humans. Some tribes would confine women during this period in caves or special houses to keep them safe from dangers of these invisible powers. JonBenét Patricia Ramsey was a child beauty pageant queen born on August 6, 1990, who was murdered in her family home in Boulder, Colorado. Her father, John, found her body in the basement about 8 hours after she was reported missing. She had been sexually assaulted, suffered a fractured skull from a blow to the head, and was strangled. A lengthy ransom note was found in the house. The cause of death was determined to be asphyxiation and cranial trauma, and her death was ruled a homicide. Multiple muddy footprints were found at the crime scene, but the owners are still unknown. Despite heavy snowfall in December, there were no footprints outside the house, leading to suspicion on family members. Berkey Ramsey, the brother, John Ramsey, the father, and Patsy Ramsey, the mother. DNA evidence from the sexual assault did not match any of the suspects. James Jameson, an Englishman, in 1888 purchased an 11-year-old girl on his trip to Africa and gave her to cannibals in the Congo to paint his depiction of her being eaten. One of the notorious offenders in Deep Web, Frank, who has appeared in many films. His target is 5 to 7-year-old children, whom he brings in front of the camera and asks them to wave goodbye. Then he undresses the children, performs his deed, and eventually murders them. The character Frank in Subway Surfers is inspired by this offender. The two individuals you see in the image are the reason we use fingerprints. Both had a name, were sent to a prison, and strangely, they had never seen each other before. Despite having no family connection, their faces were identical. That's why fingerprints were used to identify them. At the age of 13, Stefan Svitek started smoking and consumed at least 40 cigarettes a day. He also began self-harming by cutting himself with a knife or broken glass. At 16, he committed his first serious crime by violently raping a 40-year-old mentally disabled woman. He was imprisoned on charges of kidnapping, sexual assault, bestiality, theft, and extortion, serving a total of 8 years in prison. The message written by the American serial killer William George Aarons on the wall of the crime scene was, "For heaven's sake, catch me before I kill more. I cannot control myself." This message led the police to nickname him the Lipstick Killer. He passed away in prison in 2012 after serving 65 years. The scariest house in Houston, Texas. The 13th floor, known as a 13-story house in Houston, Texas, is infamous worldwide for its fears. Many believe this house to be the scariest and most unsettling house in the world. Its attractions vary from month to month, so if you've been inside before, you never know how much and in what way you'll be scared this time. Several doctors examine you, before entering the house, and if you are not in a stable condition, you won't be allowed to enter the building. The 13th floor is the scariest floor of this structure, and you witness that entering it, it's written, God will not be present on this floor. Adolf Hitler was one of the first leaders to enact animal protection laws. With the rise of Nazi Party in 1933, the most comprehensive animal protection law in Europe up to that time was implemented in Germany. 4 actors from the horror film The Poltergeist in 1982 died around the time of the movie's release, with 3 of them passing away in violent and unexpected ways. This led people to believe the film was cursed. The curse seemed to be reinforced when the child star of the film, Heather O'Rourke, died on the film's anniversary in 1988 at the age of 12 due to a sudden illness caused by toxic shock, further fueling fears associated with the movie to this day. For exploring the dark side of knowledge with dark facts, stay curious, stay informed, and remember, the truth is often more fascinating than fiction. Until next time, keep seeking those dark facts.